95% of men think it's muscles, height, or facial structure. But after analyzing thousands of women's responses, there's one physical trait they notice first, and it has nothing to do with the gym. Most men completely ignore this, and it's costing them. Here's what it actually is. Section 1. The 3 myths you're believing. So what is that one trait? According to the same survey, it's your shoulder-to-waist ratio, the classic V-taper. I see a lot of you tuning out right now. I know this already, but you don't, because you've been sold 3 myths that are flat out wrong. First myth, it's about getting massive. Not at 55. Stacking bulk on your frame looks strained, even intimidating. It's a young man's game. What signals health and vitality now is structural integrity, not sheer size. Think of a well-built door frame versus a crumbling wall. Women notice the difference immediately. They're reading your structure as a proxy for your ability to handle life. Myth number 2, the 6-pack is king. Honestly, it barely makes the top 5 on the list for women over 40. A defined midsection is impressive, but it's often seen as high maintenance or even vain. The real signal is the relationship between your upper and lower torso. A strong taper, even with a little life around the middle, communicates a completely different story: stability, strength, and balance. And the third, biggest myth, that this is purely superficial. It isn't. That ratio is a biological shorthand. My female friends will spot it across a room and not even know why. They'll say he looks solid, or he carries himself well. They're responding to an ancient, hardwired cue about protection and capability. Here's the kicker. Most men are pouring energy into the wrong parts of this equation. They're grinding away at endless crunches or hoisting heavy weights that do nothing for their actual silhouette. They're missing the point entirely. And that brings us to the core question we have to answer next. If it's not about being jacked or ripped, what specific qualities does that V-taper actually signal to a woman's subconscious? The answer changes everything about your approach. Before we continue, comment right now. Where are you watching from? Most guys your age are chasing the wrong thing. And here's the kicker. The men who have this trait, even in their 70s, don't just stand out. They understand something you probably don't. I'll reveal the controversial data behind it in a moment. So why do most men miss this? Let's break it down. Section 2. The biological shorthand women read. You're right to focus on the physique, but you're likely measuring the wrong thing. It's not about inches or pounds, it's about proportion. Here's what most men get wrong. They chase width without connection. They build these rounded, overdeveloped shoulders that look like they're wearing football pads. That doesn't signal strength. It signals imbalance. The female eye doesn't see powerful. It sees injured soon, or can't move comfortably. What actually registers is the line from the outside of your shoulder down to your waist. It's a clean, unbroken taper. That line communicates shoulder health, spinal stability, and core engagement, all in a single glance. It's efficient communication. Think of it this way. A wide bridge is impressive, but a wide bridge anchored to weak, crumbling banks is a warning sign. Your shoulders are the bridge. Your waist and core are the anchor. One without the other is useless. Now for the surprising observation. This is where your age and experience give you a massive advantage. A young guy can have this shape from genetics or brute force. On a man over 50, that same silhouette tells a completely different story. It says, I've maintained this. I understand discipline. My body still obeys me. It's proof of concept for a life well managed. That's infinitely more attractive than random good luck in your 20s. I'll give you a specific example. I've watched 2 men at a gathering. One is thicker in the middle with those disconnected, bulky shoulders. He's big. The other has a clear taper, even if he's not as big. The women I'm with will unconsciously orient toward the second man. Later, they'll say he seemed more approachable and capable. They're reading his structure as a sign of predictable, reliable strength. The other guy? He just seems like hard work. All right, so you know why this works. But knowing this doesn't help if you can't apply it safely. And if you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, your old playbook from the gym will backfire. So here's how you build the anchor without breaking the bridge. Section 3, the 50-plus application protocol. So we build this the right way, not by chasing weight plates, but by chasing angles and tension. You're not too old for this. You're smarter for it. Your advantage now is efficiency, not ego. First, your priority shifts. It's not how much can I lift? It's where can I create the most constructive tension? For the V-taper, that means your lats, the wing muscles under your arms. They're the secret lever that widens your frame from the back, which is how you get that clean line from the side. Forget the bench press for a minute. Start with a simple, supported lat pull down. Focus on pulling your elbows down and back, not just yanking the bar to your chest. Feel that stretch across your chest. That's the connection you want. Second, you protect the anchor, your waist. This isn't about crunches. It's about bracing. Your core's job is to be a stable cylinder, not a six-pack. Before any live-in carrying groceries, practice this. Take a breath into your belly, then tighten your entire midsection like you're about to get tapped there. Hold that tension. That's your natural weight belt. It keeps everything solid and makes your waist appear narrower relative to your back. Do this 10 times a day. It's a win you can start right now. Here's the warning. This takes months, minimum. Your tendons and ligaments adapt slower than muscle. That time is passing anyway, right? The goal is sustainable change, not a torn rotator cuff that sets you back a year. At your age, you have the discipline younger guys lack. Use it. Train for quality of movement 3 days a week. Prioritize recovery like it's part of the workout. Sleep is non-negotiable. This protocol builds the frame without breaking the body. But before you go all in on this direct approach, there's a controversial truth you have to hear. Focusing directly on your physique might be the very thing holding you back from the real advantage. The men who master this create an effect that works even in a sweater. That's the invisible edge we need to talk about next. Section 4, the invisible advantage, AHA moment. Here's the truth that changes everything. The most attractive version of a strong physique is one you're not obsessed with. Let that sink in. You've been taught that building your body is the goal. It's not. It's the tool. The real goal is to build a presence so natural you forget about your body entirely. That's the invisible advantage. A man comfortable in his own frame is magnetic. A man checking his reflection in every window is not. Women sense this difference in seconds. The shoulder-to-waist ratio isn't attractive because it's muscular. It's attractive because when it's developed through smart, consistent work, it changes how you move. It changes how you stand. You stop slouching to protect a weak core. You stop rounding your shoulders forward. Your posture becomes an open, relaxed statement of capability. You aren't trying to look strong. You simply are strong. That confidence bleeds into every interaction. I'll be honest with you. I've watched brilliant, accomplished men sabotage themselves. They get the physique, but they wear it like a new suit they're afraid to wrinkle. They're stiff, self-conscious. The body is there, but the signal is lost. The man who's focused on the person he's talking to, who's grounded and present in his own skin, that's the signal that actually connects. This is the paradox. The work you do in the gym isn't to create a statue for others to admire. It's to forge a tool you're so familiar with, you stop thinking about it. It becomes part of your operating system. That's when the physique stops being a costume and starts being character. That's what women respond to on a level deeper than visuals. Knowing this is one thing. Living it, that's where the real work begins. It means shifting your focus from the mirror to your movement, from the scale to your sense of ease. So let's translate this understanding into 5 non-negotiable actions you can start tomorrow. Section 5, the 5 actions that matter. All right, time to move. Forget complicated programs. This is your action pathway. First, fix your stance. Tomorrow morning, stand with your back against a wall. Heels, shoulders, head touching it. Feel that line. That's your blueprint. Do this for 1 minute every single day. You're reprogramming decades of slouch. Second, train the pull, not just the push. Your back widens your frame. Every workout, prioritize a pulling movement. A row, a pull down, a band pull apart. Do it first when your energy's high. Push your chest out by pulling your shoulders back. Third, master the brace. I don't mean suck in your gut. Before any physical task, lifting a bag, getting out of a chair, take that breath and tighten your core cylinder. Make it automatic. This protects your spine and cinches your waist. Fourth, measure progress by how clothes fit, not the scale. That sweater that used to pull across your shoulders? That jacket that drapes better? That's your real metric. It's not about weight, it's about proportion. Fifth, shift your focus outward. Your physical work is done in private. In public, your job is to be present, engage, listen. Your built frame is the foundation, not the performance. You're thinking, I'm too old to start. Wrong. You're the perfect age. At 60, 65, 70 plus, you're not competing with everyone. You're standing out from the 85% who gave up. You've lived long enough to know that real change is a grind, and you've got the patience for it now. So if you remember nothing else, it's about the line from shoulder to waist. It's built through smart back work and core stability, and it only matters if it makes you move through the world with more quiet assurance. You've got this. The next decade can be your most confident yet. Let's wrap this up with what you take with you today. Remember that 78% statistic? Now you know why that shoulder-to-waist ratio sits at the top. It's a visual signature of health and structural competence, not just a body part. You're done with the myths. You understand the biological shorthand it creates. You've got a safe, age-appropriate protocol to build it. And you know the secret isn't the physique itself. It's the unshakable presence that comes from owning it. You're 60, 65, 70 plus. That's not a disadvantage. It's your leverage. You're not starting from scratch. You're building on a lifetime of wisdom. Most men your age have settled. You're choosing to refine. That decision alone puts you in a different category entirely. If conversations like this, direct, honest, rooted in real results, are what you're looking for, then you're in the right place. This channel is built for men like you who are done with shortcuts and ready for substance. I post new videos every week that cut straight to the point on physique, fitness, and presence. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The time is passing anyway. You can be the man who spent it making sure his next decade was his strongest yet. Your frame isn't just what you carry, it's what carries you.